This is 40K Today. The 40K podcast's so important, they brought the Silent King back just so he could check it out.
Welcome to 40K Today. You're in for the most electrifying 15 minutes of your life. We're going to spend these precious minutes going over the best in Warhammer 40K today. Do not adjust your set. This is only Thursday, August the 6th. I'm your dauntless host, Paul Murphy, here to get you all wound up and ready to receive the 40K goodness we have for you in this episode. We're kicking this show off with information on Trevy's second tabletop simulator tournament and following that up with a fascinating segment on blue stuff. First, though, we have a poll question up on our Facebook page right now asking what comes first for you, the chicken or the egg? And by that I mean what ranks first in your mind, hobby time or competitive play? Please make your way to our Facebook page and let us know. Feel free to also let us know why you made your choice in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Get on that poll right now. Look us up on Facebook, 40K Today. Tactical Tortoise's first tabletop simulator tournament was wildly successful. I can't wait to hear the details on the next one. Have you explored this format yet? Has it made your die rolling better or worse? If you're like me, the sixes are hard to come by in the virtual world too.
Oh my goodness, everybody, you need to get pumped up. Trevy the Great is doing, over at Tactical Tortoise, in case you didn't know, is doing the most amazing streaming event this weekend, and you just have to get there. Trevy, why don't you tell everybody about it?
Yeah, get hype. It's sick. So over the course of the next week and a half, we are streaming the T5S2 Invitational Tournament. T5S2, if you don't know, stands for the Tactical Tortoise Tabletop Simulator Tournament Series. So there's 5 T's and 2 S's in there in total. Take my word for it. And that it is an online series of Warhammer 40K events, sort of similar to the ITC circuit, where we'll take results not only from Tactical Tortoise events, but also events all the way around the world to get to the top 16 players in the series and the top 16 players in all of online 40K. And we have pitted them against each other in a knockdown, drag-out fight to the death.
Yeah, and the great thing is we get to watch high-quality 40K, right? So basically, you've been running events for, like 3-4 months, something like that? Is that right?
Yeah, we got started back in April. We were going to run one tournament, and that was going to be fun. And then that turned into like 36.
36 tournaments?
Yeah. So we turned it into a tournament circuit. It has over 400 individual competitors and just dozens and dozens of tournaments that have submitted scores to it. And we have, starting this past Monday, we started the Invitational Tournament, which has started with a 3-round group stage. So we have taken the top 16 players. They are in currently a round robin group, and then the top 8 from that will graduate to a single elimination round the weekend of August 13th through 16th. We're streaming basically the entire thing, as many games as we can possibly do. So basically, we're streaming 2 to 3 games every day all week. So for sure through the weekend of the 7th through 9th, and a couple games the following week, and then Friday the 14th, Saturday the 15th, and Sunday the 16th, we'll be streaming the entire top 8 single elimination round. So that's going to be 3 more games on Friday, and then 2 games on Saturday for the semifinals, and then the grand finals will be on Sunday the 16th. And it is some incredible 40K so far. It's insane, and it's an awesome look at sort of the start of the 9th edition meta, and kind of to get a good baseline of where we're going, what good lists are going to hit the game as soon as sort of live tournaments start back up.
Yeah, and the really cool thing is, one thing I want to pimp really quick is you have built a lot of custom maps that are sort of set up for each of the scenarios. Is that right? And they're also blinged out with like lighting effects and smoke effects, and they just look freaking cool, dude. So you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely one of the coolest things about 40K on Tabletop Simulator is that there's like sort of a next level of immersion that you can get into beyond playing on a tabletop game. And I love playing on tabletop, and I would do it all day if I could. But it's harder to do in tabletop 40K is really craft the maps to fit the 40K aesthetic. So you can check them out on our Discord, which you can get a link to at tts40k.com. And we have, maps in sort of ruined Imperial outposts that have been taken over by orcs. We have maps in Tau air bases. We have maps in Imperial Guard barracks. It's just super cool, man.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And if you haven't had a chance to check out TTS, one of the advantages of watching a game on TTS is the streamer has complete control of their camera. So you can always look at the weirdest angles if you want. Like you can see exactly what's going on in the action. And you get a little bit spoiled by it if you go back to watching like a regular streamed game because they don't have the ability to move the camera quite in the same way that you can, just like if you're watching like a League of Legends game, right? You can move the camera wherever the action is and sort of zoom in and see exactly what's going on. And it's a pretty cool effect.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely fun to be able to like literally get model's eye views on areas of the table. We can check line of sight live with the chat. Sometimes, audience members will be like, oh man, can we like check out this angle? Is there a potential play here? And we can zoom in and, manipulate our view of the tabletop to, get the best sort of tactical overview that we can. And one thing that we have started doing for this event as well is that we've moved, at least for the streaming setup, we've moved it out of spectator mode so we can actually, we'll do measurements and get some more kind of hard data about the table as well as we're going through. And that's been super fun and informative, especially for the commentators and the chat.
Awesome. All right. Well, Trevy, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so people can find this. This is all going to be happening on YouTube. Is that right? YouTube Live over at the Tactical Tortoise YouTube channel. And if you haven't checked that out, you should definitely check that out. Otherwise, have a great time.
Yeah, you can find those at youtube.com/Tactical Tortoise. And you can also find live standings and a schedule of all of the streams that we're doing at tts40k.com/invitational.
Make sure to check out the schedule and follow along to root for your favorite faction. Thanks a lot, JDM and Trevy. Next up, we have a hobby tip that's going to blow your mind.
Today's episode of 40K Today is brought to you by Frontline Gaming. Frontline Gaming is a one-stop shop for all your Warhammer hobby needs, discounted products, American-made gaming mats and terrain, and a full line of miniatures painting service and daily hobby content. And this can all be found at frontlinegaming.org.
Welcome back. Believe it or not, making your own bit molds is easier than you think. You just need a little confidence to try. Tanya gets some great information from Tom Harding on this.
I'm here with Tom, aka Turbidious, on Instagram. And if people don't know who you are, you have one of the most impressive Battlefleet Gothic collections that I've ever seen in my life. So thanks so much for coming on the show today, Tom.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you. I do like my little BFG collection. It's not bad. Could be bigger.
It's not bad at all. Yeah. And you're here to give us a hobby tip. So what is that hobby tip?
Okay. So because I have quite a lot of old hammer, I think we'll call it, and so explicitly sort of BFG related, it's very difficult to find a lot of parts and little bits and bobs to fill in secondhand gaps and things like that. So I looked at different ways in which I could do that. And one easy and simple and cost-effective way was something called clear stuff or blue stuff. And essentially all it is just little bits of hobby plastic, like plastic you get from a hobby shop, that you put into boiling water, and it becomes very malleable, and they become like press molds. So you just boil them up, and you press whatever little piece you want to duplicate into them, and let it set for a minute. It only takes like 30 to 40 seconds for the plastic to reset itself around, and you've got a little mold of the piece you want to create. And so then you take the piece out and you have a mold, and then I use green stuff into that mold to duplicate whatever part I want to do. That's kind of it.
So blue stuff is different than green stuff.
Yes. So clear and blue stuff is this. They're kind of just terms for the product, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. And it is totally different. So green stuff, obviously, you mix together to create the piece that you want, or you can sculpt with it. This stuff is a actual hardcore plastic that just becomes malleable when it's exposed to heat and boiling water. So you just do it, and then it basically goes hard again after it cools down. And the beauty of it is recyclable. So if you're not happy with the part that you've tried to mold and you want to do it again, you can just take the piece out and throw it back into the boiling water and try again. And then once you're happy with it, you use the green stuff, which everyone kind of knows and loves in the hobby, and you stick it in the mold, and then you create your piece from that. I've really enjoyed it because it gives me the opportunity to just try and recreate little pieces that rare pieces or things I've lost typically in my bits box. Things like that.
That's actually a really good idea because I am actually missing a leg on one Seeker for my Seeker Chariot. So I think that I'm probably going to try this trick, but I am going to admit probably the weakest part of my skills in terms of Warhammer is definitely like the modeling side of things. So is this like an easy tip that even like a beginner like myself could do? Is there any like learning curve on this, or should I just like jump right in?
It's really, really easy. I'm awful with this sort of stuff as well, to be honest, Tanya. And the reason why I chose it was because it's the easiest way of duplicating something. So far from like trying to go down resin molds or metal molds, that freaks me out and terrifies me. But this is a really easy way. You just get your green stuff and your clear stuff. You put it in boiling water. Obviously, don't burn yourself. You take it out and you put your piece you want to mold into it, and take it out, and then you put the green stuff into the mold and let it set, and that's it. It really is. It's easier than I thought it was going to be, and because you can reuse the clear stuff, it's user friendly. So if you make a mistake, well, that's okay. You can try again until you're really happy with it, and it's really quite cheap. I found it. I bought one pack for like $20 Australian here of the clear stuff. And then obviously the $20 for green stuff to create your piece. And I've experimented and made bigger and bigger pieces with it as I've been more confident. So I think anyone can give it a go as long as you can find it in your hobby store, really.
All right, I'm totally going to give it a shot. So you're part of a few different projects that you have on the go right now. Did you want to plug those a little bit?
Sure, thank you. I'm a part of two kind of, as you said, wearing myself thin a little bit, but part of two projects. It's the International Society of Brushlickers that I'm a founding member for, which is awesome. And this sort of clear stuff idea will be going up on their Instagram page. And that's a big group of Instagrammers and Twitch people and YouTubers all coming together on Discord. So have a look for that on various people's stories. And the other one is Tabletop Tour, which I'm thankful enough to have you on soon. And it'll be a chat, about an hour-long live stream chat, which I'll record to IGTV and talking about the hobby and all the hobbyists around the world. So please look out for that.
Super duper excited to be on that. I think that it's going to be a blast. And we'll make sure that we make those links available for everybody to find all that stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Tanya.
You're very welcome.
I may have to give that a shot. Finding some of those old school bits is really a challenge. Thanks a lot, Tanya and Tom, for trying to bring that fire down from the mountaintop. Make sure to check out the show notes for the links. Okay, folks, it's that time.
It's the model of the day, the model of the day, the the model of the day.
I thought about singing the song, but Steve does it so much sweeter. Still, you know what time it is. This model comes to us from Doomgore666. This is a spectacular Dark Apostle. Let me tell you what I love about this model. Doomgore really brings out the different textures of this figure. The flames are hot, the blood is fresh and vibrant. The Apostle has a terrifying look on his face and it's shaded perfectly. Doomgore666 puts on a clinic on how to make the shadows and tones work for you. This model is mounted on the perfect base choice and the whole thing really sucks you in. You can hear the narrative with your eyes. We spotted this miniature on Instagram because they use the hashtag 40K today. If you'd like your model featured here, please do the same. We're going to love seeing them. And that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to issue a big thanks to our content producer, Alex Bainter, our social media guru, Tanya Gates, and technical producer, Seamus Ronan, for all the hard work putting this show together. A huge thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. Let us know some things you'd like us to feature on the show. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, getting ready for that weekend. Tomorrow is Feel Good Friday. So for John, Steve, and myself, Paul, that's what's happening in 40K today.